So we left State College, Pennsylvania, and headed out on an amazingly snowy morning. It was a little bit treacherous to get there, but we finally got to Cumberland, Maryland, where we found this awesome little bar restaurant, also historic. And another, on our way down Route 220, we found this cool barn, which was beautiful. Following 220 South for quite some time was just beautiful. These mountainsides, these backcountry roads. We were just enthralled. And after a long day, we stopped for a beer. I think that was in, I'm not even sure, Virginia. Oh, West Virginia. This waterfall was amazing. Clay just saw it out the back of the window. The next morning, we woke up, skies were clear. We headed out. We found this really cool old bridge. Like I said, we were on a two-lane road. Found this little historic cabin right near that. It's some sort of little park. And another picture of that bridge. And that's when we kind of realized we were into bridges. And this beautiful little big Make Today Amazing. Just a great kind of theme for our trip. Cool little spot. Um, and that's Clay and I. And we came into Asheville in the late afternoon, hungry, found a great spot to eat some cool Mexican food. Thought this was really cool that they've got this campaign going on in town. Outside of Asheville for the evening, we stopped at this really cool brewery, had beautiful and dinner at a really cool old restaurant, and that was just a beautiful moment outside our hotel room. The next day, we were back in Asheville, had an electric bike experience. It took us about 3 or 4 hours all over Asheville. We really saw some very historic, very beautiful things. This is kind of cool. Chill Tonic. And this guy that kind of built that town, built that castle as well. And he invented that tonic. These are the winners of the and yeah, it was just gingerbread beautiful, contest. This castle that this guy built. Can't remember his name, but it was absolutely gorgeous. We were all over town, like I said. There's an inside of that. That was mammoth. That whole complex was huge. Be not simply good, but be good for something. And then this a lot of murals in Asheville downtown, and then the surrounding areas. And yep, actually wine sold at the Dollar General, not in Pennsylvania. We thought that was cool because our town does that too with those balls. And we were actually, I can't remember the town that we were in, but yeah, blooming flowers, gorgeous wall art. We had a great day and just kept on moving towards Hattiesburg, the Great Smoky Mountains, Talladega, home of Ricky Bobby. And then, like I said, we had this fascination with bridges and just kind of took it at 55 or 80 miles an hour wherever we were at. You can't really see that so well, but and then we made it to Hattiesburg, actually Mississippi. Towards the end of the day, we actually saw this. Yes, they're actually towing two cars, a minivan towing two cars. We stopped and got this beautiful local artwork along the way. Our morning in Hattiesburg on New Year's Eve day started at a great restaurant. We had a couple of mimosas and Bloody Marys, went out on the town and took a look around in this historic town. Great photos, beautiful historic buildings. Hattiesburg is a nice small town. Would go there again. Oh, this cool little thing that Clay did. 3D artwork on a sidewalk. That was pretty funny. And then we went out for dinner and called it a night pretty early that night. Those are actually milkshakes. It was delicious. And then we actually made it to New Orleans. And that neighborhood in New Orleans is known for Archie. That's one of my best friends, Cheryl, and her girlfriend, well, fiance, Celeste. And that was at this beautiful park that we had been at. Beautiful Spanish moss hanging from those live oak trees. And of course, I mean, so much beauty at City Park in New Orleans, all over New Orleans, actually. See those turtles on that log? I didn't see them at first, but I love that I did see them after. Anyway, this is us hanging out at that park. And then later in the evening, we went to see the Christmas lights that are in City Park. And they do this big tour. See the names Betty, that's what my friends from New Orleans call me, Clay and Celeste. Those superimposed that on that thing as they knew we were coming through. We actually ate in our hotel room that day, and we had some food in a cooler that worked really well. And then that's us at the Saints game. That's my friend Cheryl and Celeste at the Saints game. We had a great time. We got to see the Preservation Hall Jazz Band, which was incredible. And the Saints actually won the game. It was one of the coldest times in New Orleans. It was just freezing. Anyway, we had some great food then the next day. And of course, the next evening, we had wonderful ice cream. And then the next day, we had barbecue. And the next day, we had food. And the next day, we had great food. Anyway, we all in this soul food place. We just had a really great time. On our way back, we actually stopped at this little cool place that's a historic general store. It is actually open and still serving dinner and lunch, but some of the things you can't buy, you wouldn't want to buy. They're so old. But look at that gorgeous cash register. And again, with the bridges, like I said, we're on our way home at this point and heading through Alabama. Thought that was a cool sign, Sweet Home Alabama. And then what is this? Oh, that's another barbecue place. And again, with the mountains changing the whole way as we're coming home. And we went to Wytheville. That's Withville. I'm sorry. It's called Withville. And that was a really cool little town, beautiful countryside. And we just really appreciated all that. This was actually my porridge in one morning. Like I said, we had some great food. Shawnee Springs is a cool little stop to get some gas and a sandwich. And then we actually made it back to Pennsylvania.